change isn't always needed. Let's see. Hi, good morning. My name is James Whitfield, and I'm running for the office of mayor in Blaine, Minnesota. I got into this race because I felt it was time for a change in our city government. Not to say that this current city government is bad people, but sometimes you need to bring a sense of freshness, new ideas, someone that can see things in a different light, and also someone that can get out and interact amongst the people to make the people know that there's someone there that will listen to them, that will hear their issues, and will work together with them to resolve those issues. Public safety is a big factor in this area. Another one of the issues is property taxes. Currently there's a new general obligation bond that has been issued in the amount of $11 million. What a lot of people don't understand is this will also drive up your property taxes. My focus will be to find a tax subsidy to subsidize that increase, to put money back into the homeowner's pocket. Another one of the issues is the environment. With all the new buildings going up in the city of Blaine, you also have to worry about, will we soon face what is known as suburban sprawl? That means where there's all the land is being used up and there's housing and people are living pretty much right on top of each other. That is one concern. I believe that if we work together as a unit and with the people here in the community, we can come to a resolution and look at those developers' contracts to see if this right here is really needed in this particular area. The city's growing. It's right now hovering at just under 64,000 residents in the city of Blaine. This has been a great increase from the 2010 census and also from the census from 1960 when there was only 7,500 residents in this area. So it's a lot of growth. It's growing fast. I don't with the city council and with what they're doing to grow the city. I think they're doing a great job, but it's also time for some new people to come in and get a chance to learn how city governance works. The other issue is the economy, is to grow the economy here in the city of Blaine. Maybe my influence, maybe my persuasion will be able to entice some of the big corporations that Ex-Offenders Resource Network Incorporated deals with to move businesses here in the Blaine area, to create jobs, to build up cities. Also, it would be able to afford people to live comfortably. Those are just a few of the things that I'm working on. We're also education focused. Ex-Offenders Resource Network offers 21st century technology training free to anyone here in Blaine, throughout the United States, and around the world. All they have to do is contact us and we'll be in touch with them to see how we can come in and bring our educational programming into their city or into their communities. Understand that the city of Blaine has a new community center being developed and it sounds great. I'd love to be a part of that and bring our organization and our partners into there so that we can work alongside with the city of Blaine and its community center to ensure that everyone has an education and it doesn't cost them an arm and a leg. Thank you. I suffered a slight stroke and I had part of my leg amputated. So I'm an amputee out here trying to do a whole lot, to help others as well as to help myself. Oh, my name is James Whitfield, and today's date is May 16th, 2019. On this date, 3 years ago, I walked into that office there, registered to run for mayor for the city of Blaine, Minnesota. It was an awesome race. Some election judges have indicated that I should have been mayor, but as the cookie goes, it crumbled, and so did my political ambition. This could have been my office, you know? Can you imagine that? But now we're on to something new, whole new ventures here. We are into building up our new social media platform. We are working with ex-offenders for Ex-Offenders Resource Network to help them stay free of prison. We teach them new work skills. We help them with employment. We help them with housing resources. There's a wealth of things that we do here in the community. And the city of Blaine is on the rise and is growing. It is predominantly white in this community, with a small smattering of minorities. Well, it is becoming one of the better kept cities in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. I believe that Mayor Tom Ryan is doing a great job. He's been mayor now for well over 25, 26 years now, and I don't think there's no slowing down for him. So as long as the people keep voting him in, I guess he's going to be there. But that's it, folks. Here's some other footage around here, but we have the flags flying, the American flag, the state of Minnesota flag, POW missing in action flag, and the city of Blaine flag. Once again, here's the last image of the city of Blaine, Minnesota, their government center.
So, Mr. Whitfield, can you tell me a little bit about this film project?
The film project is called The Man Who Almost Became Mayor. It is for the Amazon Prime Video Direct All Voices Film Festival. And I was lucky enough to be allowed to submit in a film. So I chose this particular title because it has a unique feel to it.
Tell me a little bit about your history.
Well, I'm a former prison inmate. I served 22 and a half years in state and federal prison for crime of bank robbery. I was released 14 years ago. I tried my best to find a job. I have a degree as a paralegal and also have an extensive business background. I've often been touted as one that could run a Fortune 500 company with ease. However, that still didn't help me land the job in my chosen field or profession.
What did you wind up needing to do?
Pardon me, can you ask that question again?
Sure, because it was difficult for you to find employment even with these degrees after your release, what then did you find it necessary to do?
Okay, well, I found several odd jobs, small jobs that were, some would say that they were beneath my education level, but still they got the bills paid. What I did after that was I learned filmmaking, but I learned filmmaking through Town Square Television in Emma Grove Heights and film editing. Afterwards, they told me about a documentary contest being offered by SPNN in St. Paul, the DocU 2013 program. So I entered and was accepted, and I did a documentary film called Bridging the Gap from Prison to Workforce on the struggles of men and women coming out of prison without an opportunity to get a job, housing, or even education at that particular time. This was prior to the passage of Minnesota's Ban the Box bill dated January 1st, 2014.
I understand that through that project and your own struggles, it prompted you to give back to the community even more by developing your own organization.
Yes, it did. You know, after the film's released in September of 2013, I did incorporated what is known as Resource Network, a 501c3 nonprofit organization specifically structured to help ex-offenders and other low-income and disadvantaged individuals in the communities. We thought it would be a local project, but to our surprise, it is now recognized in over 200 countries around the world.
That's incredible. Now, over this time, when you've built the organization, you've been building connections and networks of individuals in various communities all over the place. I understand that it's taken you to new heights and new endeavors.
Oh yes, it has. I, you know, Ex-Offenders Resource Network has been a bigger inspiration that now we're moving into a whole new area of social media. You know, sure, everyone has a Facebook page, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, or Instagram, but now we have something that is brand new, and it offers something unique that no other nonprofit or social media company is offering. We have a social media site called OurTurnSocialMedia.com, OTSM. Now don't get the words twisted, folks. It's OTSM, Our Turn Social Media. What we do at Our Turn Social Media is we have links through partnerships with some well-known organizations to offer free online college courses at over 220 universities and colleges around the world. These are the world's top universities and colleges: Harvard, Georgetown, Boston University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the Hong Kong Polytechnic Institute, the Karolinska Institute in Sweden, and you just name it. So that's what we're doing there. We're also moving components from Ex-Offenders Resource Network's website onto Our Turn Social Media, so we'll have employment and other educational programmings there available and resources for people in the community. And then lastly, we're waiting and anxiously praying that we'll be able to employ a streaming service through OurTurnSocialMedia.com.
With all of these various different things, I understand that you even had an interest in politics at one point in time, and maybe you can tell a little bit about that and how all of this all links together.
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked that question. You know, my foray into politics, it just came as a coincidence. I was checking my post office box one day, and I saw a local newsletter from the City of Blaine, Minnesota, and they said that the mayor's office is open. So I read it and I got to thinking, I wonder if I could run for mayor of this city. It's a city of 63,000 and growing. And so I got home and I told my wife, and I says, babe, the mayor's office is open. The mayor doesn't want to run for election again. He's been in office for over 24 years and he's tired. She looked at me and she said, well, what do you want to do? I said, hey, I'm going to give it a try. So I went down and I registered as one of the candidates. I was running against Mayor Tom Ryan, Blaine City Councilman Jason King, and then there was James Edward Whitfield on the ballot. And I had numerous issues on my agenda that I was running for. I had numerous issues that I wanted to present on my agenda, my platform that I was running on. It involved public safety, education, a program for seniors and youth, the Interact, strengthen business ties in the community, by using some of my international networks that operates large corporations to maybe bring business to Minnesota, specifically to the Blaine, Minnesota area.
What is the ultimate outcome for the film and all of the endeavors put together? What is it that you hope to achieve with all of this?
A great question there, Samantha. I've never really given it any thought. It's just that I'm a man that likes to stay busy. I figure that if I focus on one thing, I'll get tired, get bored, lose interest. But by diversifying and rechanneling all my energies in different directions, I feel that I'm also serving a public good, as well as also bringing people together. Our turn social media operates on 4 key principles: interactivity, connectivity, ubiquitization, and globalization, bringing people from all around the world together.
Wonderful. It sounds like there's a common purpose and a common thread in all of the steps you've taken, although some have been unfortunate, have really turned out to lead you in a direction of compassion, caring, community service, and community building.
Hey, I like to think so. One of my neighbors, he's lived in the neighborhood for over 60 years. He told me, he said, James, he says, you have a very outgoing personality. You're the most outgoing person that I've ever met in my 86 years. One of my neighbors to my left, and he's a neighbor across the street to the right, and in the 60 years, talking in my driveway one day was the second time those 2 men had ever talked.
Wow, that's amazing.
And he says, you have a way of galvanizing and bringing people together.
Well, Mr. Whitfield, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me and tell me a little bit more about your film and your life story and everything that has brought all of this together. I really sincerely hope that you continue the path that you're on and that your goals are achieved in the way in which you envision them.
Okay, well, thank you there, Samantha. I really appreciate it.
So, Mr. Whitfield, I want to ask you some questions about the film. Can you first tell me what this film is about a little bit?
Well, the title of the film is called The Man Who Almost Became Mayor. Hold on a minute, testing. All right. So, Lucy, I have a question for you. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to know Mr. Whitfield?
Of course. I was searching for some employment opportunities, and Mr. Whitfield and I connected. We both had community service-oriented goals. We started talking about various different projects he had going on, and I asked how I could help. I met him just prior to him running for mayor of Blaine. And everything that he stood for, in spite of his history, in spite of the circumstances that he had in his past, he was still wanting to contribute to society, contribute to the welfare and the good of society, help people re-enter and not return to a life of crime. And he wanted to improve government's function, government's role, and the programs that government can offer. I've heard from sources in the Blaine community that Mr. Whitfield's voting statistics led him very, very close to becoming mayor of Blaine. Unfortunately, he's African American. He has the history he does, and Blaine is a predominantly white community. But for the community to recognize that this man has something to contribute and offer and help him almost become mayor, come very, very close in the polls, that's incredible. According to sources in the Blaine community, Mr. Whitfield also obtained several thousand write-in votes after he was off of the ballot.
All right, Lucy, can you tell us a little bit more about your background and what you've done in the past here?
Are you asking overall or within my relationship, my business relationship with Mr. Whitfield?
Let's just stick with your business relationship because we don't want to have.
My professional relationship with Mr. Whitfield was born out of a connection on LinkedIn, like-minded goals, and a service-minded heart to serve the community in ways that were innovative and that spoke to community needs. I started assisting as a program assistant and manager type position and an executive assistant to Mr. Whitfield in the beginning, assisting him with various functions, tasks, meetings, appointments for Ex-Offenders Resource Network to achieve exactly what we're achieving now in a different way.
And so, what do you mean by achieving now in a different way there, Lucy? Can you explain?
Sure. In the early days, we were looking at different properties, we were looking at contracts with different governmental entities, bringing in different educational sources, employment sources into an actual physical building. However, we determined that it was very limiting as far as individuals who might have disabilities or problems traveling, transportation issues, things that would inhibit an individual to be confined, come to a specific location to get the services they need. We thought on a larger scale and went with 21st century methodology, and that's where Mr. Whitfield decided to birth the idea of Our Turn Social Media Network. At one point in time, Mr. Whitfield and myself sat down with the bank and talked about obtaining a building that was roughly $750,000 in cost to purchase. The bank was willing to loan us roughly $600,000 of the $750,000 needed to obtain the property.
Okay, well, thank you. Hey, wow, that's impressive there, you know. They must have really liked this business plan.
Quite so. They were really impressed with how polished and well put together it was, as well as how he presented his goals and what kind of a mission he had to serve the community.
Okay, and what role did you play in that?
Well, my role is organization, programming, helping just put the finishing, polishing touches on it, doing a little bit of cheerleading, encouragement. But Mr. Whitfield has a very good plan, so he didn't really need much.
Okay, well, thank you. Briefly mentioned earlier something about Our Turn Social Media. Now, what is your involvement in that, and when did it come to be?
I'm the creative content director, which means that I assist with looking at the different types of content we are going to have available, the different news sources, blogs, etc., and seeing that they're relevant, up to date, and in line with Mr. Whitfield's vision for the website. The website came about. It came into effect around June 3rd, 2017, after some foresight planning and Mr. Whitfield's dissatisfaction in generally being completely fed up with the social media networks that are out there currently. Some of them with major privacy issues and concerns for consumers. The credibility of some of those social media networks has gone downhill significantly, and the content isn't always relevant or as wide-based for consumers and all consumers who use that social media platform. It targets specific groups and populations on other social media sites versus Our Turn Social Media really strives to gather a multitude of media sources, information sources, educational opportunities, employment opportunities, potentially streaming service, and content that's relevant to any age group that might be using it, along with privacy, confidentiality, and security features to help people feel safe while they're online. If people are going to be spending a lot of time in social media networks, it's incredibly important that they have a safe and protected experience, as well as maybe being able to be productive as well, such as learning a new skill, learning a new topic, putting together business plans, or finding employment.
Coming platform which will be more and far better and more secure than other social platforms. And I'm working with James from last 5-6 months from this particular business or for this particular project. Else I know James from last few years. We are friend on a Facebook. We didn't meet personally yet, but we are friend on a Facebook, and one day we Hello everyone, I'm Rohan Sharma from India. I'm working as a CTO with ODSM Art and Social Media Network, which is a great platform. We were discussing about something and we both come up with the same idea, and he was sharing the idea with me and I was having the same idea in my mind, and after that we decided to work together, and now we are here. We are working on this particular platform from last 5-6 months, and it's going amazing experience to work with him. He is amazing guy, and like we are not same in a age factor, but we are same as our work and as our dedication towards these projects. Yes, so like he has his own role, I have my own role, but still I'm learning something from him. He's guiding me very well in this project, and we are working as a good team, and hopefully like this we have an amazing bond which we are sharing to each other, and with this bond only we got this business, this platform yet to get this level, on this level that we are quite successful, we can say, or we are knocking the door of success basically. We started when we started this platform, we were having a little bit issues. We changed two three times our platform. We decided no, not like this, no, not like this, and after that we come up with a great and amazing structure now, and we have a very good structure now. So hopefully if you are not a part of this, then you should go and you should join the platform once. It's artandsocialmedia.com, so you can also join the network. After accept this, like the work is as I'm working with the James, it's amazing experience. He's guiding very well, he's explaining things very well, and if he's also having any issue with anything, he's asking me also. So the chemistry which we have, the bond which we have, it's a great bond, and I wish that this will be same for few years, or for next years also, and it will be same forever also, and we will also get success with this business, and we will compete other social media networks easily. Thank you.